To Max's A through Z Frankenstein project. It's gonna be good. Here we go. First we have Alvinson's Frankenstein. For A, he is the father of Victor Frankenstein. He reminds him of the good and beauty of family and helps him soothe and bring him back to the important things in life. Next we have B for Beaufort. He is the friend that Alphonson's visits, but then they find him dead, but then Caroline, his daughter, marries Alphonson's later in the novel. As aforementioned in the previous Snapchat, we have Caroline, the daughter of Beaufort. He was taken in and married by Alphonse and is the mother of Victor Frankenstein. What? A little more tidbit about Caroline here. We also have that she was very self-sacrificial and died of scarlet fever, which she contracted from Elizabeth. So sweet. Similar to the face on my thing, much of the novel is very dark themed, has much of dark imagery and things like that that are very scary and ominous. Next we have Elizabeth. For E, she is the beacon of joy and love in the novel. Later marries Victor and is killed by the monster. Fire! For F, right? So the monster discovers fire by sticking his hand in the fire and burning himself by a fire left over by hunters and gatherers. Crazy. G for Geneva. It is the town where Victor grew up and reminds him of good times in his childhood. Henry Clairville. For H, this is Victor's best friend, nurses him back to health when he's mentally crazy, but later has died and is killed by the monster. I is gonna be imagery. We see plenty of imagery throughout the novel, whether it's dark or light, but we see dramatic, intense, emotional imagery throughout the entire book. Is for Justine. She was killed for William's murder, which she was framed for by the monster, but she wanted to be right with God and was very self-sacrificial and pled guilty, Christ-like. Is for killings. The monster turns to killings towards the endish of the novel, and he gets very violent and tends to asphyxiate people, which is strangle them to death. For L, we have Lacey, or Did Lacey. He's the head of the cottager's household who is blind, and then the monster approaches first, but in the end, gets freaked out and Felix shows up. For M, I have the monster, just kidding, M. Walden. He is the professor that gets Victor to fall in love with chemistry and pursue his love of science and recreating life. We have nature, specifically human nature. Throughout this novel, Mary Shelley reveals a lot of the deep, dark, kind of scary sides of human nature that we tend to avoid. Some common themes that we see with human nature are avoiding blame and then solidarity and the craziness that comes along with that. Oh, we have options. Victor had options here. He either make a film monster, not make a film monster. Oh, what's going on? Drama. Drop it in the lake box. Forget about it. For P, we have Paradise Lost. This is the story where the monster learns the creation story of the Bible and where he sympathizes with Satan but feels worse off than him. For Q, we have Quiet. We see many scenes of quiet that are broken by a scream from the victim of the monster. Like the wedding night scene. Hold back the river. That's right, river. The girl monster saves the girl from drowning in the river in the beginning of the novel. This is where we see the monster valuing life, but then he later transitions into ending life. S is for Safi. This is the Arabian princess that comes to the cottager's house and also got them kind of kicked out of their affluent lifestyle in Paris, but now is with them. Nobody cares what you think, except for right here, thoughts. Victor, we care about your thoughts because they are always bringing you down, and they're always kind of scary and darkness, and it gets few fleeting moments of joy.
U is for unjust.
U is for unjust. That's what I said, obviously. This book is a lot of tales of unjust stories where Victor does not receive the consequences for his action. V is for vengeance. The monster is constantly driven by vengeance and all of his actions wants to end all happiness that Victor has. Is for poor William. He is the first blood of the monsters. He was completely innocent and the brother of Victor. X is for explanation. The monster wants Victor to hear out his explanation of his tale, and Victor is unwilling but eventually gives in. Y is for young Victor. He was very protective and controlling of Elizabeth, and you could already see at the beginning of the novel that the relationship was going to be very special. This last one I'm really proud of. Ready? Oh my gosh, I so good. Z is for Zoom. The monster was built with otherworldly strength. It could move around very quickly. He was elusive and eluded Victor the entire novel. Thank you for watching my A through Z project. It's over now. Woohoo! Thank you so much. Bye!